This is Area 51 in Nevada, and this is one of the world's most classified military installations. It's also one of America's most dangerous deception operations, where advanced holographic technology can create alien spacecraft that appear absolutely real to billions of people worldwide. Imagine a place where the government can manufacture an extraterrestrial invasion, where fear of the unknown becomes a weapon of mass control, and where humanity's greatest lie is about to become its most believed truth. This secret facility is located in the Nevada desert and serves as the command center for humanity's most elaborate psychological operation. So how and why did this military base become ground zero for a fake alien invasion? How did Sarah Martinez fight to expose the greatest deception in human history? And what terrifying truth did she discover about the future of global control? That day, what Staff Sergeant Sarah Martinez encountered wasn't just government secrecy. It was the complete weaponization of humanity's deepest fears. Staff Sergeant Sarah Martinez never expected her expertise in psychological operations to lead her into the heart of humanity's most elaborate deception. At 36, she had spent years studying how information could be weaponized to control populations, but nothing had prepared her for the enemy she would face in the classified corridors of America's most secret military installation. The emergency briefing came through her quantum-encrypted device at 11:47 p.m. on a Sunday night. The message contained only a location, a time, and a single word that changed everything: Bluebeam. General Patricia Hayes, Sarah's commanding officer in the Strategic Deception Division, was already in the underground briefing facility when Sarah arrived. The room was filled with screens showing satellite imagery, holographic projections, and psychological warfare data that Sarah had never seen operating at this scale. Martinez. We're facing a threat to human freedom that represents the ultimate betrayal of public trust, General Hayes said. Activating the main display. In 72 hours. The government is planning to initiate Project Bluebeam, a false flag alien invasion designed to unite the world under a single authoritarian government. Sarah studied the technical specifications showing advanced holographic technology, atmospheric projection systems, and mass psychological manipulation protocols. A fake alien invasion? Not just fake, perfectly convincing. Project Bluebeam uses satellite-based holographic projectors, atmospheric manipulation technology, and coordinated psychological warfare to create an extraterrestrial threat that will appear completely real to every person on Earth. The scope of the deception hit Sarah like a physical blow. How is this possible? General Hayes pulled up another screen showing global projection capabilities. Decades of secret research into atmospheric holography, neural frequency manipulation, and mass psychological conditioning. The technology can project three-dimensional images directly into the sky that are indistinguishable from physical objects. What's the end game? Complete global government. The artificial alien threat will be so terrifying that people will voluntarily surrender all national sovereignty, individual rights, and democratic institutions in exchange for protection from the extraterrestrial invasion. General Hayes activated a secure communication link. On screen appeared Dr. Marcus Webb, a former Project Bluebeam engineer who had fled the program after discovering its true purpose. Dr. Webb explained the technical capabilities to Sergeant Martinez. Dr. Webb looked around nervously, as if afraid extraterrestrial observers might be watching. Sergeant, I helped design holographic projection systems that can create spacecraft, alien beings, and even simulated alien attacks that are completely indistinguishable from reality. The technology is so advanced that it can fool every sensor, camera, and human observer. Sarah tried to process the implications. How does it work? Atmospheric ionization creates three-dimensional plasma formations that can be shaped into any desired form. Combined with audio projection technology and electromagnetic field manipulation, we can create experiences that affect all human senses simultaneously. What about radar and military detection systems? Dr. Webb pulled up technical diagrams on his tablet. The projections include radar signatures, heat signatures, and electromagnetic signatures that register on all detection equipment. Military systems will detect the alien spacecraft as real physical objects. General Hayes leaned forward. Dr. Webb, tell her about the psychological conditioning. Dr. Webb's expression grew darker. The fake invasion isn't just about visual effects. Project Bluebeam includes psychological warfare components designed to create maximum fear and compliance. subliminal audio frequencies, electromagnetic fields that affect brain chemistry, and coordinated media manipulation that will make people desperate for government protection. How many people will be affected? Every person on Earth with access to visual media. The holographic projections will be visible from anywhere on the planet, and the psychological conditioning will reach approximately 7.8 billion people simultaneously. Sarah looked at the timeline data. When does this begin? Phase 1 starts in 72 hours with preliminary UFO sightings to condition public expectations. Phase 2 is the main invasion event, massive alien spacecraft appearing over major cities worldwide. Phase 3 is the government's heroic response that saves humanity in exchange for complete political control. General Hayes pulled up governmental reorganization plans. Sarah, your mission is to infiltrate Area 51. Document the blue beam technology. And if possible, sabotage the projection systems before the false invasion can be initiated. Sarah studied the facility blueprints. What makes you think I can succeed where other efforts have failed? Because Project Bluebeam is designed to deceive people who believe what they see. Your psychological operations training has taught you to question everything, especially when it appears too convenient or perfectly crafted. Dr. Webb added, there's also a manual shutdown system called the Truth Protocol that can disable all holographic projections and reveal the deception to the public. But it requires military authorization and physical access to the central control facility. What would that involve? Exposing the fake invasion while it's happening, broadcasting the truth about the technology, and providing evidence that the alien threat is manufactured. It would prevent the establishment of the global authoritarian government, but it would also destroy public trust in institutions. General Hayes pulled up global political stability projections. Sarah, we have approximately 60 hours. If Project Bluebeam succeeds, democratic government as we know it will cease to exist. Humanity will be united under authoritarian control based on a lie. Sarah made her decision. How do I get into Area 51 without being detected? The infiltration plan required Sarah to approach Area 51 using classified military credentials that would grant her access to the facility's outer perimeter. She would be equipped with recording devices designed to document the blue beam technology and transmission disruptors that could interfere with holographic projections. The flight to Nevada took 3 hours, but Sarah could see evidence of blue beam preparations long before she reached the desert facility. Military aircraft were conducting unusual flight patterns, and even commercial satellites seemed to be repositioning for optimal Earth coverage. This is Ghost 7 approaching target location. I can see increased activity around the facility. Copy, Ghost 7. Be advised, Project Bluebeam has multiple backup sites. Area 51 is the primary control center, but the system has redundancies worldwide. When Sarah reached Area 51, she found a facility that looked nothing like the tourist attraction portrayed in popular media. The base was a massive underground complex extending dozens of levels below the desert surface. Filled with technology that seemed decades ahead of anything she had encountered. Sarah used her psychological operations credentials to gain access to the facility, presenting herself as a specialist brought in to optimize the psychological impact of the Blue Beam operation. "Welcome to the future of global governance," said Colonel James Morrison, the facility's director of psychological operations. "You're about to witness the most sophisticated deception operation in human history." Sarah was given a comprehensive tour of the Blue Beam systems, and what she saw exceeded even her worst expectations. The technology was not just advanced, it was perfect. The holographic projections were so realistic that even technical personnel who knew they were artificial found them convincing. The atmospheric projectors can create spacecraft up to 2 miles in diameter, Colonel Morrison explained as they walked through the control center. The images are so detailed that people will be able to see individual features on the alien beings inside the craft. Sarah looked at the massive screens showing global projection capabilities. How do you ensure worldwide coverage? Satellite networks, atmospheric manipulation stations, and ground-based projectors positioned on every continent. The invasion will appear simultaneously in every major population center on Earth. What about people who might be skeptical? Colonel Morrison smiled confidently. That's where the psychological conditioning comes in. The projections will be accompanied by electromagnetic frequencies that trigger fear responses in the human brain. Even the most skeptical people will experience genuine terror when they see the alien spacecraft. Sarah was shown the alien beings that would be projected during the invasion. They were designed to be maximally terrifying, combining features that triggered evolutionary fear responses with characteristics that suggested advanced technological capabilities. "We've tested these designs on focus groups," explained Dr. Lisa Chun, the chief psychological designer. "They produce an average fear response 340% higher than any natural threat. People who see these beings will be desperate for government protection." Sarah studied the psychological profiles. What about people who don't scare easily? The system includes backup psychological triggers. For people resistant to fear, we use curiosity, wonder, and even spiritual awe. The alien beings can appear benevolent or threatening depending on what's most effective for each individual observer. Sarah realized that Project Bluebeam wasn't just a single deception, it was a personalized psychological manipulation system that adapted to each person's specific vulnerabilities. On her second day at the facility, Sarah gained access to the central control room where the global Bluebeam operation would be coordinated. What she found there was more disturbing than the technology itself. The control room was filled with personnel from multiple government agencies, international organizations, and private corporations. Project Bluebeam wasn't just an American operation, it was a global conspiracy involving dozens of governments and hundreds of the world's most powerful individuals. The beauty of Bluebeam is that it solves every major political problem simultaneously, explained Director Rebecca Cross. The operation's chief coordinator. Climate change, economic inequality, international conflict, terrorism, all of these become irrelevant when humanity faces an existential threat from space. Sarah looked at the post-invasion governmental structure plans. "You're talking about ending democracy worldwide. We're talking about evolving beyond democracy. Democratic systems are too slow, too chaotic, and too influenced by uninformed public opinion. The alien threat will justify the establishment of a global technocracy run by experts who can make optimal decisions for humanity." What happens to people who resist the new system? Director Cross pulled up population management protocols. Resistance will be minimal because the alien threat will be ongoing. People who question the new government will be treated as alien collaborators or mentally unstable individuals who can't accept reality. Sarah realized that Project Bluebeam included not just the fake invasion, but also a complete social control system designed to maintain the deception indefinitely. How long will the alien threat continue? As long as necessary. The technology allows us to maintain the illusion of ongoing extraterrestrial presence for decades if needed. We can simulate alien attacks, alien negotiations, even alien technological assistance, whatever is required to maintain global unity under centralized control. That night, Sarah prepared to activate the Truth Protocol. But as she accessed the central control systems, she discovered something that changed her understanding of the entire operation. Project Bluebeam had multiple layers of deception. The personnel Sarah had been observing genuinely believed they were implementing a false alien invasion for the greater good. But there was evidence suggesting that some aspects of the alien threat might not be entirely fabricated. Control, this is Ghost 7. I found something unexpected. There are files suggesting that Project Bluebeam is a response to actual extraterrestrial contact. What do you mean? The government has been in contact with real extraterrestrial entities for decades. Project Bluebeam isn't creating a fake alien invasion, it's creating a fake alien threat to justify global unification in response to real alien contact. Sarah realized she was looking at a conspiracy within a conspiracy. The public would be deceived about the nature of the alien threat, but the threat itself was real. The real aliens aren't invaders, Sarah reported. They're offering technology and assistance, but only if humanity can demonstrate global unity and peaceful governance. Project Bluebeam is designed to force that unity through fear rather than genuine cooperation. Sarah found herself facing an impossible choice. She could expose Project Bluebeam and prevent the authoritarian takeover, but doing so might also prevent humanity from benefiting from genuine extraterrestrial assistance. Control, what are my orders? Proceed with the Truth Protocol. Humanity has the right to make its own decisions about extraterrestrial contact, even if those decisions are imperfect. Sarah activated the Truth Protocol systems, But instead of simply disabling the blue beam projections, she modified them to broadcast the real information about extraterrestrial contact. Citizens of Earth, Sarah transmitted through the global projection network. You are about to witness a government deception designed to manipulate you through fear. But you also deserve to know the truth about humanity's place in the universe. Sarah's modified transmission revealed both the fake invasion technology and the evidence of real extraterrestrial contact. The result was chaos, but it was honest chaos rather than manufactured fear. Truth protocol activated. Both deceptions exposed. Around the world, people watched as the alien invasion was revealed to be holographic projections, while simultaneously learning that genuine extraterrestrial entities had been attempting peaceful contact for years. The revelation destroyed Project Blue Beam, but it also forced humanity to confront the reality of its cosmic isolation ending. Some people demanded transparency about extraterrestrial contact, others insisted the entire thing was an elaborate hoax, and governments worldwide struggled to maintain credibility. Colonel Morrison was arrested along with dozens of other Project Blue Beam conspirators. But the investigation that followed revealed a complex web of motivations. Some participants genuinely believed they were protecting humanity. Others were seeking power. And a few were actually trying to prepare Earth for eventual open extraterrestrial contact. They weren't all evil, the final report concluded. Some of them believed that gradual conditioning through controlled fear was more humane than sudden revelation of humanity's cosmic insignificance. 3 months later, Sarah received a letter from Dr. Amanda Torres, an astronomer who had been studying unusual signals from space. The letter thanked Sarah for exposing the blue beam deception, but also expressed uncertainty about how humanity should proceed with real extraterrestrial contact. "Thank you for choosing truth over convenience," the letter read. "Even if the truth is more complicated and frightening than the lies we tell ourselves." Sarah kept the letter as a reminder of the day she had fought for human honesty in an age of sophisticated deception. The technology for creating false realities still existed, and other groups would inevitably try to use it for their own purposes. But the battle for truth would continue, and Sarah Martinez would be there to fight it. Because in a world where technology could manufacture any reality, the most radical act was simply insisting on authentic truth, no matter how uncomfortable it might be. The war between deception and honesty, between manufactured consent and genuine choice, was far from over. But Sarah had proven that even the most sophisticated lies could be exposed by those who valued truth over security. And sometimes, the messy reality of human ignorance and uncertainty was preferable to the perfect order of carefully crafted illusions, because freedom included the right to face the unknown without the comfort of reassuring lies. Chat Control Sonnet 4.